everyone and welcome to today's video. I wanted to do a very short video today sharing with you my 5 favorite podcasts that I've listened to in 2017. Now these are in no particular order. I'm not ranking them or anything. These are just 5 podcasts that are the ones that I've listened to the most this year. The first one is Being Boss, and it is hosted by Emily Thompson and Kathleen Shannon, and these are 2 amazing women, both entrepreneurs. So they have each their own individual businesses, but they also do this podcast together where they interview creative people and business people from all different types of industries. And it's a lot of valuable information. Their dynamic is absolutely fantastic. I love listening to them. I always have a smile on my face when I listen to this podcast. And on top of that, they just wrote a book. I don't know exactly the release date, but I know they just they just showed on social media what the cover is going to look like, and I am so excited to read it. I will link it below because I think it will definitely be one of those must-read books for next year. The second podcast that I love is The Creative Hour, and clearly there's a trend. It's also 2 women. Their names are, I don't want to get these wrong, Abigail Pumphrey and Emily Williams. Also amazing dynamic, also so much valuable information on that podcast. They actually have their own business together, and that's kind of where this podcast stems from. Their common business, because I think they also might have independent ones that are, their individual businesses, but it's called Think Creative Collective. It's an amazing blog that I highly recommend as well, and the podcast stemmed from that common business. I believe they do also, they have a lot of classes about productivity. I haven't taken any of them, even though I would love to, but they put so much information out there that is so valuable for free, basically, and they're also amazing people. I would love to meet all these women that I'm mentioning here, because there's clearly a trend on the podcast that I listen to. I think they're all hosted by females, and I don't do this on purpose. There's a couple of male hosts that I listen to on podcasts, but they're not my top 5. So it's not discrimination or anything, it's just I enjoy the subjects, maybe because I relate to them more. But yeah, I would love to meet all these amazing women. So that was my number 2. My number 3 is Vlog Boss Radio by Amy Schmidauer, and actually she's doing Vlogmas, but she's also doing Podmas. So she's doing 1 podcast every single day until Christmas. And I mean, all of her videos and her podcast episodes are gold. If you are into social media and digital marketing, particularly anything that's video marketing, she's an expert. There's absolutely no denying that, and everything that she says is usually very good and useful information. So I would also highly recommend that you go listen to that one. My 4th favorite podcast is Ladies Who Lunch, which is hosted by Ingrid Nilsson and Catrific. I also, again, 2 amazing women with an incredible chemistry and dynamic when they talk, and I would recommend this one. This one might not be for everybody. It's not as much like educational content, in the sense that it's not giving you tips and tricks, but they touch on so many important subjects that are like social subjects of feminism, current events, things like that. They had an episode, I believe, about periods, so that kind of gets you the gist of the type of content that it is. And I know that not everybody is comfortable listening to that, but it's done so well and it's so entertaining, and also I share a lot of those similar values. I also love when they have like kind of a debate where they're talking about a topic and they don't necessarily agree on, they don't necessarily share the same point of view, and it just becomes this very constructive conversation where they're explaining their point of view, and suddenly you realize, oh well, I had never thought of it that way. So I find it very enlightening in that aspect. My last favorite podcast, just because I'm trying to keep it to 5, I could keep going on, is The Heart of It by Estée Lalonde. And this one to me was very different. It has a format that's definitely not the usual podcast format that I'm used to. It's more on a narrative aspect, like the way she presents it. She's narrating and then she includes little bits of interviews in like the middle of her narrative, and it's a very interesting way to present it. Very dynamic, very, you don't get bored. I absolutely love all the topics. I honestly wish that her first season would have been longer, and I'm really hoping first that she's gonna do a season 2, and second that season 2 is gonna have more episodes, because it's amazing. Her take on the topics that she talks about is very funny, and also very sometimes, kind of like heavy. Like it's very, very interesting. It's definitely a side of her that we don't always get to see in her videos. So it's, very, very interesting, and also very good topics that she chose. Very interesting people that she interviews. Also subjects that are, things that I'm interested in, like, for example, travel or feminism. But yeah, I'm hoping that she does a second season, and if she does, I will definitely be listening to it. So these are my 5 favorite podcasts of 2017. Let me know in the comments below if you have any recommendations of good podcasts to listen to, because I'm always looking for new ones. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!